Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm just going to ask everyone to take a seat for a few minutes. I just want to start our formal program. So grab a seat for now. You'll definitely be able to rotate in a little bit. So good evening again. I wanted to welcome everyone to the second annual Alumni and Student Networking Night of Stars. There's an old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. We're here tonight not just to collect business contacts. We're here tonight to help cultivate relationships and hopefully be a part of their successes. My name is Alyssa Discala, and I'm the Acting Alumni Director here at Kean University. I would like to thank all of the alumni table hosts for their time tonight and for taking out of your busy schedules as well. It is great to see so many of you here, and thank you for being willing to share your valuable insight with our students. I think it's safe to say that they're going to be grateful for the help that you give them here tonight. So tonight, networking is our goal. After we hear from two of our featured alumni speakers, we will be given, or the students will be given 60 minutes of speed networking. So I'm sure all of you are familiar with speed dating. Well, speed networking is the professional version of it. So with that being said, you'll be given 4 15-minute sessions throughout the 60 minutes to sit with the alumni table host and brainstorm with them. Table hosts, you will remain at your tables while the students rotate in. We encourage you to take advantage of your time by asking questions that will help guide you. To help you along, we have provided with you some questions on your table as well. After the 15 minutes, I will ask the students to rotate to another table. Now for the students, I strongly encourage you to rotate to different tables with different industries. I know right now you're probably sitting with alumni who are close to what you're majoring in, and that's great, but please, by all means, rotate in, hear more experience, how others have used networking and professional development. So tonight, as I said, you'll hear from 3 successful alumni that will tell you about their Kean story, but more importantly, about networking. Our first speaker is Linda Barone. Linda is a double alumna of Kean University. She graduated in 2010 with a psychology degree and then in 2011 with a master's in communication studies. She is currently pursuing her PhD in family science and development. In 2015, Linda founded Bright Futures Club, a nonprofit organization that supports Latino families' development, providing bilingual program for the families it serves. So please give Linda a warm welcome.
Thank you, Alyssa, for that warm welcome. Okay. So good evening, everyone. My name is Linda Melissa Baron Cortez. It's a little long. I'm a 2010 and 2011 alumni here at Kean University. As Alyssa just told you, I graduated here with a BA in psychology and a master's in communication studies. I'm excited and proud to have the opportunity to speak with all of you this evening. I would like to start by asking all of you a question. So I want you to think long and hard about this question, and then I'm going to tell you what my answer was to that question. So can you imagine being 17 years old, dreaming of a college life, how great it must have been, how amazing it would be to walk across the stage and get that degree, to be the first person in your family to get a college degree? Now, can you imagine being told that you are illegal, that you don't possess a social security number, that you do not possess a green card, and that means that you cannot go to college? You cannot receive the scholarship that you so hardly earned with all your hours of studying. All that hard work means nothing because you're illegal. That was my reality when I was 17 years old, about to embark on my senior year of high school. But with great effort, hours of reading, researching, and hard work, and most important, through asking questions and making connections, I was able to help my family find the path to the green card and eventually to American citizenship. None of this would have been possible if I did not exercise the most powerful tool that I have, my voice. Each and every person in this room has something to say. And trust me, there is someone ready and willing to listen. What do I have to say? I say speak, listen, process, and then speak again. Tonight we're gathered here to speak about a very important topic, networking. So then, listen. Many of us have heard the popular phrase, it's not what you know, but who you know. Raise your hand if you've heard that phrase. Great. So, why do we say that phrase? Because knowing a lot of people in the right places is important for growing your business and your personal career. But these acquaintances and potential allies and partners can help expand your reach. They can even help open doors. But that's the point. They can only open doors. So, have you ever asked yourself, what do you do? And even more important, what do you say once the door is open? Networking isn't just about meeting people, getting their business cards, following up with really nice emails, and all those delightful words. It's about making true connection with others. It's about turning those connections into those friendships, allies, and future partnerships. So the question I believe that students should really be asking is, how do I make connections? And guess what? That's the easy part. I already told you the answer. It was speak, listen, process, and then speak again. So for example, today I stand proud carrying the titles college graduate, behaviorist, social entrepreneur, and mom. Why? Because I spoke. I used my powerful tool, my voice, to ask questions in my classes. Throughout my career, I listened to others and those that were wiser than me and held the positions that I once and one day wanted to hold. I processed those words, those ideas, and those suggestions, and even those criticisms. I internalized those words using my education, my experiences, and my life skills to speak again with confidence and with humbleness. So for example, I began here teaching at Kane University right out of graduate school. During my graduate studies, I would speak up and ask questions, engage with my professors, in and outside of the classroom, making most of my time as a student and learning as much as I could while I was here. My voice was noticed, and a great professor, who today is now my colleague, Dr. Sargent, suggested that I teach at the college level. So once I graduated, I listened to his words, I processed his words, and I internalized what he had said and walked over to the undergraduate department in the psychology, and I spoke up again. I have never met the executive director. I never had her as a professor, but I used my greatest tool, my voice, and combined with my greatest assets and my greatest allies, my education and my knowledge. I made the connection. I followed up with that connection. I listened to her words, I processed and I internalized what needed to be done, and I spoke up again, again, and again. I followed up with Dr. Avioli periodically from the months of May until the months of August, when I received that email that actually changed my life. At the age of 25, I was given the opportunity to teach, to carry the prestigious title of professor. That title and that opportunity opened up many doors, as well as having the ability to communicate clearly and concisely what I could offer. I was also able to communicate what I needed and how much I could be an asset and a value to the position that I was applying for, and how the funding that I was applying for or requesting would also be useful to support my research or my nonprofit organization. So when I'm asked to speak today, I can speak from the heart with truth and transparency I'm proud of whom I am. So here's my elevator speech. Good afternoon. My name is Linda Melissa Baron Cortez. I am a tenacious, determined, strong-willed woman. I founded 2 companies by the time I was 30. I'm a published author, social entrepreneur, professor of psychology and family science and development. I was named the 2016 Mujer Legendaria by the Ford Motor Company. I'm currently working on my PhD in family science and development. I'm a Latina, I'm bilingual, and most important, I'm a mom. What does that mean? That I'm resourceful, a solution seeker, a woman that does not back down from a challenge. In fact, I welcome that challenge. So when it's my turn to listen, I do exactly that. I listen. I clear my mind and my thoughts of what I'm going to say next. The thought, did I speak too quickly? I calm my anxiety and my nervousness, and I slow down my breathing. I try not to fidget and channel all my energy into one place. Usually the paperclip or the pen I hold in my hand to keep me from being so nervous. So since my mind is clear and my body is calm, I can truly process what they are saying. I can give positive feedback to their words, answer the questions they have asked, and engage in meaningful conversation, no matter how short the conversation may be. I allow my brain to truly process that information and learn what I can from that moment. So finally, I'm able to speak from my experiences, my life skills, my education, and my knowledge, so I can speak up again. So did you process everything? Great. So now it's your turn tonight to speak. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. So, our next speaker received an honorary doctorate degree from Kane in 2006. He serves as the chairman of the Kane University Foundation Board of Directors. Steve Fastic began his career in NBC in 1988 as a broadcast engineer. During his tenure with NBC, he worked his way up to vice president of NBC's entertainment and news studios. He was responsible for the production of Saturday Night Live, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, Dateline, NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw, and Today. One of his favorite projects was the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, which many of us probably watched just a week ago. Considered the longest running show down Broadway. Currently, he serves as Vice President, Advanced Technology at CNBC. In this role, he has advanced the use of technology and launched the first ever totally digital process at CNBC, the creation of which was seen as a benchmark in the industry. Among many other accomplishments, he's also negotiated and implemented the first ever use of wireless cameras on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, a regular event on CNBC's Squawk on the Street program. I'd like for all of us to please give a warm welcome to Steve Fastic.
Thank you. First of all, Linda, you're going to be really hard to follow. I've done exactly no prep. But I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Thank you. That's really awesome. Yeah, here's the pen. So I'm a survivor. So I got a job and I kept a job. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that. First of all, I'm not a particularly smart guy. How many of you are students? Lots. Freshmen? Sophomores? Juniors? Seniors? Whoa. Okay. So you're gonna go out and you're gonna get a job and you're gonna interview with people. So the first thing, and Linda hit on a couple of really important things: speak and listen. Be yourself. Be yourself. I've been at NBC for 31 years, and in my 31 years, I've always been true to myself, whatever that is, whatever it is I believe in. I care very much about my people. I manage 240 people. So think about that. That's 240 people. That's 240 spouses or significant others, 480 kids, 480 parents, in-laws, and grandparents. So I have a direct responsibility over a lot of people's lives. So it's really important that I have something to say and I have something to be. And I've been through everything, you name it. I've been through horrific news stories. I've been through wonderful things like the Macy's Parade, and yet I've always stayed true to myself. So what I would say, couple things. Do not advance your career at the expense of someone else. Get that? Yeah? It's a small world. You will find someone later. You will run into them again. I have never hurt anyone. Now, I've advanced my career nicely, but not real fast. You know, it took 31 years. I run a great operation. I have a great job at work. I work in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey. I have a wonderful wife, Patty, by the way, who we met at the 92 election. So we're a news family. So I've been through all these different things and with a team. So when you're looking for your job, you're going to take with you all the things that Linda talked about. You're going to learn how to network. You're going to speak to people like us. Let me tell you a story. I think it'll make some sense. The Macy's Parade. So I did the Macy's Parade for I think 13 or 14 years. And it's, it starts up in August and it's done by Thanksgiving. And every year, I didn't have an assistant, but I had an NBC page. You familiar with the NBC page program? You work in it for a year and you go through different assignments. So every year, I would interview different pages. And so one year, and every year around the Macy's Parade time, I would tell the page that this is a great time of year. As my page, you're going to be the senior runner for the for the Macy's Parade. So you're going to be in charge of everybody else that comes to work, all the volunteers, all the interns. You're going to be in charge. I had all kinds of people come through that program. I had one young lady who did that program, and she finished the program. And every year on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, she sent me an email. Hi, Steve. Just wanted to say hi. I know where you are, and I wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and a good parade. Every year. And I always answer her back, thanks so much, I appreciate it. One year, I was sitting in that truck, and everybody's rehearsing, and I had to build a production manager department for the Today Show. Hey, what are you up to? Oh, I just finished this project. I was working on a feature film. I was doing this, I was doing that. What are you doing on Monday? She says, nothing. Come by and visit. She came in. I hired her. She's now a vice president at NBC. And the reason I tell you that is it's effective networking. There's a couple other things that I'll tell you as you meet people like us. Harsh reality, can't ask us to do anything. Don't call somebody like me and say, do you have any openings? It's your job. You got to find the openings. You got to go out there and you got to figure out how to do that. You got to find the right people. By the way, this tape is driving me crazy. I'm a TV guy, sorry. So you can't ask us to do anything. But if you have taken the first and the second step, man, if I can help you get across the finish line, I'm going to do that. I'll tell you another story at NBC, because I want to relate to when you're in the job as much as when you're getting the job, because I think you're going to have to do both. I've done, obviously, both. I had a young lady who worked for me, and she was a cameraman. Great, fabulous cameraman. I didn't see much of her. She decided she wanted to do sound. And so there's two ways to do that. You come walk into my office and say, teach me how to do sound. Or you say, I got my lunch hour. She goes to the audio guys, says, can you teach me how to do this? Sure. A couple months later, I get called, can you come in the audio room? And I walk in the audio room, and Desiree is mixing the show, my show. What? She learned it. I couldn't get to my office fast enough to promote her to be an audio operator. She got a $20,000 raise on one day. She did the work, right? Very, very important. So look, be yourself, have fun. If you don't like it, change it. Change it. You got lots of opportunities. You guys are at a great place in your life. You're going to a fabulous university. By the way, let me tell you a little bit about Kane. I will do anything for these people. I love this university. I went here as a student. I came back here. I was given an honorary degree. Kane changed my life. Kane, for no reason other than I was a good guy, gave me an honorary doctorate degree. And that changed my career. It changed my status. It changed my comfort level with myself because they did the right thing. They do the right thing for every one of you. You have some fabulous professors. I want to talk about one more thing. How am I doing on time, okay? I want to talk about mentors. Yeah? How many of you have mentors? Think you have? Some. You will have them. You will find them, and you will have them. Sometimes they're a professor. Sometimes it's somebody like me. By the way, as part of this, you get lifetime career guidance from me. Now, maybe your first job, and 10 years from now, you're getting ready to negotiate a big contract. We're happy to help. While you have your mentors, and they may not be formal. So sometimes you'll go to a company, like our company has formal mentorship programs. I got 100 of them. When you have somebody, and it's not necessarily the people you think. It may not be your parents, because maybe you can't have that honest and frank conversation. I had a guy that was one of my mentors who was in charge of advertising and publicity. Had nothing to do with what I did, but he was smart enough to kick me in the butt and say, you acted like a jerk in that meeting. My mentor. But what he was able to do was tell me things that maybe no one else could tell me, and I wouldn't be able to take it if it was either coming from my boss or my parents or even my wife. So I want to just say, while you have those mentors, teacher, parent, friend, make sure you thank them. Make sure you thank them. One of my deepest regrets is one of my first mentors died before I could tell him how much it meant to me, what he'd done for me. So keep that in the back of your mind. All right, so we got a couple things. Careers grow by being better. How do you differentiate yourself from the pack? You're all graduating at the same time, right? Or close to it. How do you get better? Say yes. Not if, not maybe, not if you do this for me. Say yes. In my 31 years, I said yes to all kinds of stuff that I probably shouldn't have said yes to because I didn't know how to do it. And I figured it out. I push myself every day. The other thing is politics. Go to work in a place. You're all there. And we're working every day, and we're doing our thing, and we're doing our thing. And things happen. Oh, this place stinks. They do this, they do that. Don't do it. Stay as far away from it as you possibly can. When we hire people, and I hire lots of people, we're not necessarily looking for your skills. We're looking for what you're like. And we're looking for what are you going to be like in our organization. This is my own personal preference. I wanted to have somebody that's going to be in my place that's going to be great with everybody else. They're not going to cause trouble. They're not going to be difficult. They're not going to complain. And they're going to work hard and do a good job. I consider myself a very easy employee. I never complain about anything. I probably should. I don't even know how much I get paid. I probably should. But the moral of the story is you're going to be in a place with lots of other people, and the most successful people are the ones that are just good with everybody. My first day at NBC, I was back, this is before computers. I got there and I had a cubicle and I had my name on it, it was pretty cool. And there was a stack of forms. And the forms were for all kinds of stuff, your benefits and your health insurance and all this stuff. One of the forms was to get a telephone extension. So I had nothing to do, it was my first day. So I went in and I filled out the form and it said, deliver to room 1221. And I was on room 721. It's like, I'm gonna go up and bring it to him myself. I walked up to this office, there was this little tiny room with two ladies in it. It was an internal office and they were both smoking cigarettes because everybody smoked inside in those days. I didn't smoke. I went in there and I handed them the form. I said, I just figured I'd give you this in person. We started talking, I got to know them. They were really nice ladies. We talked about all kinds of stuff. They were telling me about what they've done, I told them what I've done. And it said on the form, allow 6 to 8 weeks for your telephone extension. I got down to my cubicle and there was a phone on my desk with extension 7272. If you dial extension 7272 at NBC 31 years later, it rings up to my phone. And the reason I say that story is talk to people. You guys are growing up in the social media age. Social media devices, they're awesome. Don't forget how to talk to each other. If I have somebody sending an email chain, you know what I do? I go over there. I can't get over there fast enough. Get me over there. Hey, what was that all about? Oh, I didn't mean it. Well, you wrote it. I didn't mean it. Make sure you keep your communication skills honed. Make sure you talk to each other. Make sure you guys connect. So you're going to have a chance to talk to folks like us today. Just be yourself. Be yourself. There's something great about every one of you. Just let it be. I promise you it'll work great. Fair enough?
Okay, so here's the fun part. You've heard from two successful alumni. We will hear from Pat Barksdale later on after speed networking finishes. I'm going to start the clock in like 2 minutes for the first 15 minutes, and then I'll start coming up here. When my alarm sounds, I'll come up here and I'll say move on. So you'll have 4 15-minute sessions. Just remember, though, there are some sample questions on your table, so please use them. Walking around earlier, I definitely heard a lot of conversation, so I'm not sure how much those questions are really going to be needed, which is great. And then also, just so you know, there will be some time at the conclusion of this program for more networking and discussions. So let me grab my phone. Sorry, Steve, I'm grabbing my phone. And your first 15 minutes will start now.